Hello, YouTube, and welcome to our domestic violence video. My name is Tasha, and today on my at my bed or discussion table, I have my daughter Quaylin and my other daughter Paris.
Hello.
And we're going to be answering the question, why do women stay in abusive relationship? So, with that said, basically, we came up with 5 reasons why a woman stays in an abusive relationship. Quaylin, do you want to tell our viewers the first reason? Don't speak up.
No money or resources? Is that what that says?
Okay, she says no money or no resources. So what does that mean, Quaylin? No money or no resources?
No money or resources basically means when they came to him, he wouldn't let them have a job. He expected a certain amount of money back when he went to the store or something like that.
Okay, so my daughter said, out of the 5 reasons why women stay in a domestic relationship, the first reason is no money or no resources. And basically, she said her description of that is if somebody's living with an abusive person and they don't have a job, or the abuser refuses them to go out and get a job because of his jealous issues or whatever, and he's in control of the money. So usually the husband is the breadwinner. He's going out, he's making the money, so he has control again of this situation. So basically, some people stay if they don't have no money. Let's be honest, if you don't have no money, you can't go out there and get a house to get away from your abuser, and you can't go buy the kids nothing, so you're stuck in a situation. Okay, Paris, what is our next reason?
Fear.
Okay, Paris said our second reason why a woman stays in a violent relationship is fear. What do you mean by that, Paris?
A person may be afraid of what will happen if they decide to leave the relationship.
So wait a minute. You're telling me, Paris, if my husband's beating up on me and I tell him that this is it, I don't want to be with you no more, I'm going to be afraid of him because...
No. Why would you tell him that you can leave him? That would make him beat you up even more.
So if I tell him I'm going to leave, he's going to retaliate against me and hurt me more?
Yes.
That's something to think about. Ladies, it is a serious, very serious thing when you're trying to leave from a abusive situation, whether it's male or female. It can be potentially fatal and dangerous to you. When we make these videos, we are trying to educate you, give you numbers so that you can call, but please never do something without a support team. Because if your abuser has that much control over you and he finds out that you're trying to leave him, then it can be fatal. And what we mean by fatal is you can wind up dying at the hand of your husband, boyfriend, friends with benefits, lesbian relationships. People don't like, especially men, they don't like when a woman tell them they're done. They don't understand that no means no. If I don't want to be with you, I'm done. That should be it. Okay, our next reason that a woman will stay with abusive men is low self-esteem. Quaylin, can you tell our viewers about low self-esteem and speak up?
Low self-esteem. I don't actually know what's low. Wait. I think low self-esteem is when you don't feel confident in yourself. So.
And what do you mean confident, Quaylin?
So like instead of like hyping yourself up, saying like, "Ooh, I look cute today," she's like tearing herself down.
Like how? How is she tearing herself down?
Okay, so like just let's say he calls her fat every now and then because it's his mentally abuse, verbal abuse. So she would start thinking like, "Am I really getting fat or something?" And like she would just start
So
tearing herself
basically,
down.
what you're saying, Quaylin, is low self-esteem can tear a woman down. So let me ask you this, Quaylin. If you're with a man and he's calling you fat, dumb, thought, bees, horse, is that low? Would that give a woman low self-esteem?
Yes.
Would that make her feel like anybody else will want her?
No.
Is this a form of abuse?
Yes.
Okay. So ladies, if you have somebody who is calling you derogatory names, let me tell you this. Love does not hurt. That's the campaign that I always push, and I always say that because, as you can see, I have beautiful daughters. This video is personal to me because I'm a mother with two beautiful daughters, and one day they're going to be dating, and I want the men in their life to treat them like the queens that they are. And right now you can see that both of my daughters are very confident about their beauty, how they look. They're always touching their hair, whatever. Ladies, if a man is sitting there tearing you down, telling you you're ugly, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're a thought, you're retarded, you bitch whore, these are things that he's doing to take your confidence away from you. If you take a person's confidence away from them, you can pretty much make them do whatever you want. It's about control. Throughout this whole message, all the videos we do, domestic violence is about control. The abuser has control basically on how you think, how you live, how he's controlling the situation. When you get strong and you have resources and you have a support team, then he knows that he's losing that control. And like we have said time and time again, and we're going to keep saying it, once an abuser loses their control over you, they can become very violent, where he might just be slapping you around now, but now that he found out you're trying to leave him, he might resort to trying to strangle you, stab you, choke you, push you down the stairs, anything to get his control back. The fourth reason that we believe that a woman stays with a man who is abusive, because of shame. Some women don't like to say, oh, maybe you have told your family and your friends, oh, so-and-so is perfect. When we got together, it was flower, candy, whatnot. Now Mr. Perfect then turned into Freddy Krueger or whoever, and now you're ashamed to go around your family because you got black eyes and you're falling downstairs when there's no basement in your house. You're basically covering and lying for him. Ladies, this is not cute. If you have somebody and they're beating up on you, don't be afraid to tell somebody. This is the one thing that I hate about my people, African American people, black people. We have a bad habit of hiding things, mental health issues, sexual abuse, physical abuse. We do not deal with none of these issues. We have a saying in the African American community: what goes on in this house stays in this house. That is not true. Abuse do not just hurt the victim. They hurt kids, family members. Who else, Quay?
Pets.
Pets. Your pets can be walking around depressed because somebody's beating you up. Yeah, these videos sound funny, but these are real life situations that's going on. You know, if your kids see mommy getting black eye, especially your girls. I know people that's watching these videos. I know there's mothers out here, there's some fathers out here that's watching these videos. How would you feel if you found out that your kid was dating somebody that was hurting them? As a parent, it's our job to protect our kids, to know what kind of people they're around. When I make these videos, it's not just for my kids, it's for your kids. Like I said, as a mother of two beautiful little girls, I will never, ever imagine my daughter calling me on the phone like, Mommy, the boy that I love, he's beating me, blacking my eye, because I will be in my car and I will black his eye and beat him the hell up. I do not play with my daughters. I don't play with my sons. Yes, ladies, there's men that's being beat up, but you don't really hear about it because men have ego problems and they don't want to be like, oh, Brittany is beating me up, or you know, she's giving me black eyes. I don't know what's going on. So once again, they do not talk about it. These videos are real. These domestic violence is real. There are women every day that's been beat, slapped, pushed, kicked, punched on, set on fire. I was reading the newspaper today. A guy stabbed his fiance to be 18 times because she said she didn't want to continue on with the relationship. These are the kind of men that are out here, God forbid, dating our babies. And when they get the courage to leave, they're being retaliated on because these men can't take no for an answer. When you watch these videos, I want you to watch with a mindset of a mother. What if? What if? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. What if this was my daughter? What if this was my son? What if this was my niece? What if this was my cousin going through this? How many women know somebody that's being punched on, head on? How many husbands out there is smacking your wife around, punching her in the face? I always say in my videos, love do not hurt. When somebody truly loves you, they will not hit you, black your eyes, put you in the hospital. Love don't hurt, ladies. It is our right. It is against the law to beat up on somebody. But I'm going to also say this, ladies. Just like we want people to protect us, domestic violence is one of the most crimes that you really cannot, I'm not going to say solve, but when you do call the police, it's hard for them to apprehend the abuser, because there's PFAs that the women get. But ladies, I'm gonna tell you this: a PFA is only temporary. You have to go back to court to get a long-lasting PFA. And sometimes that can get tricky because some of these women, we get sucked up in the honeymoon phase. And what the honeymoon phase is, that little period of time where your abuser calls you back and he makes all kind of promises. Oh, I'm never gonna hit you again. I was stressed about a job. What's some excuses they say?
They said, "Oh, I love you. I'll never hurt you. You're the love of my life." But let me say this: if somebody loves you, they will not put your hands on you. If they won't put their hands on their own mother, why would they put their hands on you?
And following up on what my daughter just said, that's very important, ladies. If a man will not disrespect his own mother by hitting her or calling her out of her name, what makes it okay for him to disrespect you or put his hands on you? Aren't you somebody's mother?
Somebody's sister, niece,
cousin. Is against the law to hit somebody. You can go to jail. You can be in jail for a long time. And if you kill that person, you're trading your life for their life.
So if you kill somebody, you basically getting a death sentence because you murdered them and took their life. So now your life is getting taken by being spent in prison.
Basically, what we're trying to say, man, it's not worth it. If a woman feels like she doesn't want to be with you anymore, cut your losses. There are too many women and men out here. There's somebody out there for everybody. Nobody has to be in fear of their spouse.
I have something to say. Like, if you get married to somebody, marriages don't last. Even a divorce don't work. If you divorce somebody, they still know where you live, so they can come back and find you, especially if they're abusive. Like, you can't run from an abusive person. They're gonna follow you.
But basically, what she's saying is, in a way, I agree with that, but then I don't, because with resources and shelters and hotlines and support, you can get away from your abuser. But like we keep saying, it is dangerous. They find you. They come after you. They're going to come after you. That's just a given. You have taken control away from them. They're going to come back to get the control, especially men, because it's an ego thing. I had this person under my fingers for all this time, and now she's getting stronger, and now she's leaving me, so they have to get back. Ladies, I'm going to tell you about the honeymoon phase. A honeymoon phase is a time and period where an abuser gets his victim back and he makes all these bogus promises. Oh, he might promise you that you can fix the house up the way you want to. He might promise to give you extra money that he wouldn't.
Freedom.
Extra freedom.
You can go out with your friends.
Yeah, you can go out with your friends more. You might get that little library job that last year it wasn't good enough for you because there was too many people at the library after you. But this year you can get that job. He might be nicer when it comes to sex, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's lies. Once a man tells you Once an abuser gets you back in the house, there's no turning back. They will tell you anything to get the control back. I know it's hard to leave somebody that you love, but if somebody is abusing you mentally, physically, verbal, emotional, financial, sexual, whatever, that's not love. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved. Your children need to be in a healthy environment.
I gotta add something to that. If somebody's abusing your children, they don't love you or your children. If somebody got the what's the name? Like the a bad way to beat your children, what makes you think they ain't gonna beat you up?
So you're saying, basically what my panel is saying, what my daughter is saying, she's saying if an abuser will beat on you, they will beat on your kids too. We're basically saying, if you won't get out for yourself, do it for your kids. Give them a better future. When I make these videos, the first 3 videos I made, I told a little bit of my story. I was raised up in an abusive home. My biological father, my mother was young when she had me. She was 14 when she got with my dad. He was older. So he was always controlling, always abusive. I used to, as a child, watch my dad come over and they would get in an argument over something dumb, like it was too hot outside. And next thing I know, I would hear my mom crying, please don't hurt me no more, leave me alone. When you're a child, as a child, a male is supposed to be a daughter's first love, her first hero, to set basically the path on what kind of man she gets when she get older. And I used to think that was funny, because when somebody be like, oh, what kind of man you would get, I would go back to that situation and I'd be like, well, I damn sure don't want a guy like my dad. He's abusive. Why would I go out here and get a man that's beating on me? Women, hold on. Ladies, you don't know this, but it's important. If your daughter or son see a man disrespecting you, putting his hands on you, as mothers, it is our job. We are the first lessons that our kids learn in this world. If your kids see daddy knocking mommy upside the head, mommy got black eyes, she's always crying, going to the emergency room, when they get older, they, especially your daughters, are gonna pick the same kind of men that mommy had. Because they figure, okay, mommy's not gonna never tell me nothing wrong. If it's okay for mommy, it must be okay with me. It's not okay.
No.
It's not okay for your kids or anybody to see daddy, stepdaddy, baby daddy, BFF, friends with benefits. Nobody should be hitting you or hurting you. I don't care if you're in an argument and you're not agreeing on what he wants you to agree on. I don't care. Nobody has a right to hit anybody. That's just not for the men. Ladies, it go the same way, because a lot of you ladies get kind of carried away with putting your hands on these men, smacking them and hitting them, and then when they hit us back, we're calling the police and whatnot. This is where codependent relationships come in. I have a friend that she is a big inspiration to me. told me that she was with her kid's father for 20 years and he was abusive, but his abuse came from the fact that he was dependent on drugs. Ladies, I don't care what excuse the man tell you. I don't care if he lost his job.
If he going through something.
Yes, if he going through something.
If somebody said something to him.
If somebody said the wrong thing to him. It does not give him a right
to take his anger out on you.
Thank you, my panel. Like we keep saying over and over, there is people you can call. I always put my number out here. After the video, I will, if anybody needs to reach me, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. My cell phone number is out if you want to be anonymous and you just want to send me a text. I'm here. There's other people that's involved with my project that you could call them anytime of night. We will answer the phone. We will be there. I have gotten some people try to discourage me, and I know it's mostly men with threats and stuff, but I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I am tired of seeing my beautiful black women being hurt, beaten up by people, killed. I lost childhood friend that was killed at the hand of her boyfriend. The student that died at Pitt, beautiful daughter, left her boyfriend, was living by herself. He broke into her house, wound up killing her.
But she must have told him his address, or he must have searched her name or something.
Sometimes your abuser, Paris, sometimes your abuser know where you are. That's another thing as women, we divulge too much information. When you first get with a man, you never tell him too much information. Because if you have to get away to a safe house and you already done told him about this safe house, where you think he gonna pop up at? Wherever you are. Because he wants to know. Like shelters are unlisted for a reason. It's not only to keep the victim safe, it's to keep the other women at the shelter safe. So women, if you're really sincere about leaving an abusive person, it can be done. Don't keep crying wolf when you don't want to be safe. Because there is women out there that do need help, that want to leave an abusive person. Like I said, always know that you're beautiful. There is somebody that'll love you and treat you like the beautiful queens that you are. And when you realize that, you can do whatever. It is possible. And something that you can do to get away from an abusive person. Like I always say, take care of you and yourself. Peace, love, and hair grease. Bye. Say bye, Paris.